Fire, fire on the mountain. Fire, fire on the mountain. Fire. Hey, you remember this song by Grateful Dead? It's a great one. Fire on the Mountain. I think 1970s or somewhere around there. 2 chords in this song. On the album, they play it in B and A, but I'm playing it here in A and G because it's a little lower, easier for me to sing to. You can put the capo wherever you want, as long as you're just playing 2 frets above it and then letting go and going back to the capo. So if you saw the earlier lesson in this series, which is the 1-finger lesson series, you know that the approach here is to teach you how to play songs quickly with 1 finger, no complex chord shapes. We studied After Midnight by J.J. Cale in the first lesson. I'll show you quickly if you didn't have a chance to catch that. There are a couple things you need to know. The guitar is an open D tuning. That's critical for us because I'm trying to get rid of all the complex chord shapes for you so you can make chords with just 1 finger. Like so. That, by the way, right there is After Midnight. After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang out. J.J. Cale, you know that song too, right? So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, please go back to that video, have a look at it, study that one, because that's where it all started. Anyway, let's go over the tuning real quickly. So we're here, this is D, then A, then D again, F sharp on your 3rd string, 2nd string is A, and 1st string, D again. When you strum it all, you get this beautiful sounding D. Now, in this case, this song on the album is up here. It's it's B to A. So it's... Now, for me, it's a little high. Fire, fire on the mountain. So it's better for me if it's a little bit lower. So you notice the distance between the B and the A is just 2 frets. So you can play that on any 2 frets that you want, as long as the spacing is the same. I'm going to put a capo on the G, which is fret number 5 in this tuning. And I'm just going to go back and forth from 7 to 5, fret 7 to fret 5. So this chord, the G chord, the capo is going to play for me, right? I don't have to touch anything. I'm just going to play this one. And then let go. Capo's doing the work now. Long distance runner, what you standing there for? Get up, get out the door. You're playing cold music on the barroom floor. Drowning your laughter. To the core, there's a dragon with matches that's loose on the town. Takes a whole pail of water just to cool him down. Fire, fire on the mountain. Fire, fire on the mountain, and so on. Now, notice there's some muting going on in there, and I'm doing that with the heel of my right hand. There are different techniques that work here, but that's one of the things that you can learn with this method, right? So with this method, I'm trying to get rid of all the complex chord shapes with you so that you don't have to struggle with those or from changing from one of those complex chord shapes to another one. Yeah, so here it's just 1 finger, and you're just... right? You just saw it happen. That's all you have to do for this song, and you can play the whole thing. And you can hopefully play this song in just a few minutes, even if you've never played guitar before, or if you played guitar years ago and you put it away and kind of forgot how to do it. So the idea here is keep it simple and get you quickly playing music that you enjoy so that you give the guitar another shot. Here are some tips on how to play this song. I find that on this knuckle, there's a little thin skin right there before the before the bone underneath. There's not much muscle or fat between the skin and the bone. So I try not to get, I hope the camera's picking this up, but I'm trying not to get the string right there. Maybe move the string up here. And to do that, you just slide your finger up or down against the fretboard until it's comfortable. Okay, so if you find that, oh, that hurts a little bit behind that knuckle, just slide it up so that little spot behind your knuckle is between two strings. Then you'll find it's much easier. And after you do that, take your middle finger, place it over the back of your index finger, just so you have some extra reinforcement there. That's what I'm doing here when you see that happen. I'm not playing with more than one finger. These guys are out of the picture, not touching anything. Now they kind of comfortably live out there, but I know from your vantage point that might look like I'm playing something here, and I don't want to confuse you. So I'm going to just keep those out of the way. Simple, right? Over here on the strumming pattern, we're going on the top of the beat. So at the very beginning of each measure, big downstroke. Then I'm coming back up again, so. So it's kind of down, up, down. And I think of that as like the word fire. Fire, fire, fire on the mountain. So one, and then I'm muting the strings, and I'm doing it two ways. You can mute with the heel of your hand here, like so. See that? I just kind of karate chop that thing back there. It's a little exaggerated over what you'd actually do if you were trying to do it for real. But I'm trying to show you and demonstrate. So I'm just being a little overly dramatic here so that you can see that I'm touching the heel of my hand to the strings. Now over here, you can also accomplish muting here by letting the pressure off, because you have to squeeze to get the sound to ring out, right? Hear that? Every string is making a beautiful sound, ringing. So that's good. But if I just lay my fingers on the strings without pressing, it sounds like that. So I can effectively mute by releasing the pressure on my left hand, so my fingers just laying on the string. So when you hear that chunka chunka, I'm just resting my finger on the strings. If I press it, you'll hear this. If I let the pressure off, you hear that. So that can be used as a form of muting. Then you can use it as kind of a rhythmic anchor. I find what works best is a combination of both, especially because it's only two chords. You want some dynamic things happening in there. You don't always want it to be exactly the same in every measure. You want to have louder, softer, maybe hold the notes a little longer, mute more or less, going from one to the next, so you create some dynamics within the sound. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm muting with both. And you practice that, and you'll see that that's a skill you'll be able to use for your whole guitar career, whether you're in open D tuning or standard tuning or any other tuning. Muting and strumming is an important aspect of learning guitar. So here's a great chance to try it and use it. And then along the way, oh, by the way, with one chord shape, one finger, you've got another song under your belt. Fire. Fire on the mountain, fire. Now you could do this really simple too, so you can back off on all of the strumming techniques and just keep it fire, fire on the mountain at the very basic, fire, Fire on the mountain. Fire. Fire on the mountain. See that? We're killing it there. So we're going fire, kill it. Fire on the mountain. Fire. Fire on the mountain. And so on. So it's a great way to learn it, and then you can jazz it up or get it, you know, wherever you want it, however complex you want to be with it, the strumming pattern. This is another technique, by the way. It just kind of happened across it by accident, trying to show you this. But you can play at different places. You get close to the bridge, you get a different sound. You hear that? It's kind of tinny and high. Play over the sound hole, probably deepest and richest sound. And then as you come up here, yet another sound, more timbry. So here I'm not muting with my left hand at all. I'm muting all with the right hand. So you can experiment with all of that stuff and have a blast and learn this great song. And thanks for checking the video out. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time with another song.